Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Excuse me, I had to get my shit together there real quick. What an exciting start to the Infectious Groove podcast. I wasn't paying attention there for a second, but
where were you?
Off in Daydream Land for a second there.
Boy.
And I am excited because we can hear Michelle properly now. So that's good for, I don't know.
Would you say that you have your poop in a group?
I do. I will go that far. I will go so far as to say.
You've grouped your poop.
Hey, speaking of having your shit together, Michelle, is there any chance you remember what we talked about last week? I love the fact that I have to edit out so much silence from this part every time.
You should just add crickets from now on.
Yeah, she makes a genuine attempt to remember.
Trent Terrence D'Arby?
Yes, we did talk about Trent Terrence D'Arby. Sweet Lord. You actually mentioned, I know you well enough to know you're not doing a bit right now. Like that you think that's his name?
I never know.
But you actually mentioned in the episode where we reviewed Introducing the Hardline According to Trent D'Arby.
Oh,
yeah, that you can't ever say his name right.
Is it Chatham Tanning or Channing Tatum?
Right. So
my God.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a 50% passing grade on that. You get a C on knowing.
50% is failing.
Oh, well, then you failed. Having said that, we always talk about a whole bunch of different things in each episode. And in this one here, we have a bunch of feedback on several different things from the episode. So let's go right into it.
Feedback, Joe.
Don't worry about that. Right. There's rock and roll be without feedback.
Coming right out of the gate swinging, Nick Fowler says, and Kyle, that he's coming for you here.
Oh, no.
To follow up on Kyle's comment about Mod Sun appearing to jump on the MGK genre hopping train, Mod Sun actually started out as the drummer for post-hardcore band's Four Letter Lie, which he helped form when he was 17, and Scary Kids Scaring Kids before leaving that scene and jumping into rap. So unlike MGK, Mod Sun has a lot more credibility in the punk scene and is also a badass drummer. Definitely check out his documentary on YouTube. So have you seen that I know you and I joked last week, Kyle, about how like everybody has a documentary now, but have you seen it?
Yeah, and it's funny that you said it because I found it on YouTube and I was like, oh sweet, but then I realized that it was like made by him and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this or not.
You're like, I'm not sure, but this might be slanted.
Yeah, so okay, I didn't know all that about his background as far as not always being a rapper, so props to him, I guess.
So it sounds like he genre jumped in reverse.
Yeah, I guess probably because at the time being a rapper was paying a little bit better than whatever he was doing.
Yeah,
or he was experimenting with different kind of music that he wanted to mess with or whatever. I don't know.
Right, Michelle, your thoughts on Mod Sun?
Who?
Right. Who in stereo, nonetheless. Okay, this next piece of feedback, I'm going to try and make sure that I get this right. D-Tension says, hashtag Princess Consuela Banana Hammock is awesome, does not have the same ring as hashtag Michelle is awesome. So, Michelle, I believe you're being denied the ability to change your name from Michelle to Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
I'm pretty sure that they can't tell me what to do. Nobody can tell me what to do.
I've heard that no one can tell you what to do. But,
yeah, so I'll do what I want.
Okay. The Thanks for Coming podcast has feedback for us, and this is kind of funny. It says, I have some feedback about your feedback on the Culture Club. Boy George had an off-and-on relationship with their drummer who identified as a heterosexual man. So I'm sure you can imagine some of that affecting the band's breakup, too. Also, I love the Foo Fighters and R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins. And yeah, Boy George and John Moss, the drummer for Culture Club, very much had a big entanglement, and a lot of the hits that people know from Culture Club, Church of the Poison Mind, Miss Me Blind, Move Away, Karma Chameleon, all of those were about John Moss from the very start. But anybody who's listening to the show, if you want to look a little further into Culture Club, my personal favorite Culture Club song of all time is a very, very little known song called Strange Voodoo. And although Boy George wrote a lot of Culture Club hits about the relationship with John Moss in the past, that song Strange Voodoo for me, and it's funny that we're doing this in an episode where we're going to talk about like misunderstood lyrics or whatever, that song from the very first line of the song through is 100% makes it totally clear that the song is about George and John's relationship and the issues with John Moss being in love with Boy George, but somehow still identifying as a heterosexual man. And it's a beautiful ballad, but it's one of the most heartbreaking ballads I've ever heard. So yeah, that absolutely contributed to Boy George's self-destruction and the destruction of the band. So that's absolutely correct. I mention this every single time we get feedback from him, but Anthony, in parentheses, Taylor's version, I laugh every single time, has some feedback for us on last week's episode. And he says, one of the many things that I love about your episode review or your album review episodes is that when you review an album that I'm a fan of already, it gives me a new perspective on it. And when I go back and listen, I get a whole different view of the music on it. Also, when you cover an album that I've never listened to before, like Fun or Terrence Trent D'Arby, it pretty much piques my curiosity to check it out and give it a listen, so it's new to me music. I gave a listen to Darby's album that you reviewed, and I like it. At the time when it was originally released, I wasn't into R&B at all. I was largely listening to 80s hair metal and rock like Iron Maiden, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and just getting into Metallica. I have to say that the album opener, If You All Get to Heaven, is so good. That one grabbed me from the beginning. Wishing Well, I was very familiar with. I heard it plenty of times back on the radio, but am I the only one that finds that song is a little out of place when you listen to the rest of the record? I Never Turn My Back on You and Rain are some other standouts that I absolutely love. In my opinion, this is a really good album, with or without Wishing Well, and that's not even the best song on the album. That goes to track 1. So yeah, and I agree with that. Don't you? Like when you listen to that record and you know Wishing Well so well, and then you listen to that record, we touched on that a little bit. Don't you guys think that Wishing Well sounds a lot different than the whole rest of that record?
I think that's why I didn't like it. It was like, not that I didn't like it, it wasn't what I expected, because that's the only song I'd ever heard off of it.
You were hoping for Wishing Well 12 times in a row?
Is that a thing? Like I would take that.
You can make that album, you know.
But I think that's why it doesn't, not that it doesn't match, it just wasn't what I was expecting. It doesn't necessarily fit with the rest of the album.
Right, I get that. Mike from Chicago is going to go ahead and round out our feedback this week, and he says, wow, I hadn't listened to Introducing the Hardline according to Terrence Trent D'Arby in forever. That was one of my earliest memories of an album that we had for in-store play music at Musicland. This album is not as good as I remember it, LOL. So I just thought that was kind of funny. That was like, I remember this being so great, and then it's just there. As always, you can leave us feedback anywhere. You can call our hotline number. You can go to rate2infectiousgroupodcast.com. You can go on our Facebook page, our vinyl Facebook group, our Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, and leave us a voice message, and we will be more than happy to include your feedback on the show. Moving right along.
Our jammies.
So for us this week, we always share our jammy jams and what we have been listening to. It would be ridiculous if I didn't say, for me personally, the Foo Fighters bled over into this week more. It's not even that I actively don't listen to the Foo Fighters. It's just they've been very front of mind due to the untimely passing of Taylor Hawkins. And this week, though, it was a lot more, I don't want to say lesser known songs, but stuff like Breakdown, Back and Forth, like just some songs that I haven't heard in a really long time. And then, of course, Times Like These and One by One, or All My Life, rather. I always say it's One by One. That's the name of the album. All My Life.
By Casey and JoJo?
Yes. The Foo Fighters covered Casey and JoJo. Kyle, you remember that, Kyle. Didn't they? They toured together, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. So, but there's two, so like Breakdown, and there's a song that was never a single off of the album Wasting Light called Back and Forth. And it, like I say, it wasn't a single, but for me, it's the most Nirvana sounding Foo Fighters song ever, and I get the chorus stuck in my head just like I get a chorus for a Nirvana song stuck in my head. So, any case, the Foo Fighters were in there, and then earlier this week, either Michelle or Kyle in our chat sent a TikTok of Madonna looking like the Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So we all agree that Madonna is like a shell of the person that she used to be, both musically and physically. But that immediately took me back to some Madonna stuff that I hadn't listened to in a really long time. And honest to God, I think my two favorite Madonna songs are Express Yourself and Take a Bow. And like Take a Bow is one of those cuts that's like, you know how the album Ray of Light is basically a William Orbit album with Madonna singing on it? You know, like Take a Bow is basically a Babyface song, but then Madonna happens to be singing lead on it, you know? And then Express Yourself just is the jam. And the reason why Express Yourself is kind of important to me is because the only time I've ever seen Madonna was on the Blonde Ambition tour back in 90 or 91. And I've said this on the program before. There's bands or there's artists like her, U2 I saw in 92 that I just refused to ever go see again because when I walked out of the show, I was like, I don't think that person's ever going to put on a better show than I just saw. So like, I'm real glad that I never saw Madonna again. Like I saw her at what I feel is at the top of her game, but Express Yourself just reminds me of that era. It's the first song that comes to mind. Probably for many people, Vogue would do it. Like as soon as you start to hear a little bit of Vogue.
Like a Virgin is my Madonna.
That's your jam for Madonna?
No, it's whatever. When you think Madonna, when I think Madonna,
that's the first song.
It's my type of mind song. Yeah.
Did you know that she is the only artist?
Probably not.
Okay. Did you? I mean, it's true. She is the only artist to ever suggest to Weird Al what ended up being his parody. It wasn't even on his mind to do Like a Virgin, and she told her manager that Weird Al should do Like a Surgeon, and it got back to him, and he was like, okay then.
Oh, I did not know that.
And the only other one that I've ever heard like that is when Weird Al contacted Nirvana about doing Smells Like Teen Spirit. Kurt Cobain was like, okay, but don't make it about food, because like a lot of Weird Al songs are about food.
What do you have against food?
Kurt Cobain?
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, there's so many bad jokes I could make, but I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. So anyways, Foo Fighters and Madonna for me. Kyle, what have you been listening to this week?
It has been, surprise, surprise, a rather Kanye heavy week.
I don't believe it.
But not his new stuff, though. So there's a single that he put out way back in 2015 called All Day. And I happened upon it again when I was watching the documentary of his on Netflix. And they show them making that song in one of the episodes. And I was like, oh, man, that song is a fucking jam. I completely forgot about it. And I don't think it's on any album or anything. It just came out as like a
That was
a
my next question. Yeah, if it was on like...
I don't think it's on anything. It just came out as a single that's been floating around, in the abyss.
What was the name of it again?
Called All Day.
Okay, and I'm not being funny. I have all my life stuck in my head because of the Casey and JoJo Foo Fighters bit.
Wouldn't that be funny if Kanye also had a single called All My Life?
It'd be funny. It'd be funnier if he covered either the Foo Fighters or Casey and JoJo. But yes, point taken.
That would be funny.
So, anyways, Kyle, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail, but so I was going to ask that. So it's a one-off single. It's not something that was on any record.
Yeah, and he has a thing with doing that, like especially because there'll be like a bunch of bullshit swirling around about how he's going to release a new album, and then like nothing ever happens of it. But like he will put out music during that time, and it will just be like random stuff that doesn't end up on anything, which I think is kind of cool. But
so was it a bunch of other Kanye, or just really that one track's been your jam?
So there's another song called "Wash Us in the Blood," and it's Kanye and Travis Scott. Also did not end up on it. I don't know if it ended up on a Travis Scott project, but it did not end up on a Kanye project that I know of. There's that, and then total opposite end of the spectrum, there's a group called Medusa, and they do like, I don't even know, it's like electronic music.
Okay.
But there is a song called Piece of Your Heart, and another one called Lose Control. Lose Control is currently floating around on TikTok, unfortunately. But
or fortunately.
That's the way that people get exposure now. So I don't get me wrong, I'm not happy about it, but that's the way.
And I'm not a big electronic guy, but these two songs specifically, one kind of sounds like the other, but the Piece of Your Heart, man, I don't know, it's just a fucking jam.
There's not a lot of glow sticks going around your house. You guys are not big into EDM. I just watched the Key and Peele skit earlier this week about EDM. If you haven't seen that, it's fantastic. It's just guys trying to help another guy move, and he puts on the thing, and he's like, your nose is bleeding just from the song Blank.
Oh God, that man. Good Key and Peele. I love that shit.
Well, for sure. Well, my son plays Madden, and after I showed him Key and Peele, he named his the created player in Madden. He named him Hingle McCringleberry from Key and Peele. So I'm totally fine with that.
That's awesome.
Michelle, I'm sorry, we sidebarred. That was comedy we were talking about just now.
I was thinking about shoe shopping.
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind. So Kyle, two things that were total opposite of each other, but those have been your jams this week. Yes.
Yep.
Michelle, is there any chance you were listening to music this week and would like to share jammy jams, plural?
I have some jams.
Oh my. I literally always wish this chair had a seatbelt when you say you have more than one.
Well, it's an entire album.
Oh my. I don't even know what to do now. Okay. Let it wash over all of us. What is this mega album that got you to listen to it?
Well, I don't know if your social media or just out in public billboards and everything is Maren Morris too, but everywhere I turn, she's got like ads on TikTok. She's got ads on Facebook. She's got billboards on my way to work saying that she's got a new album. And so I checked it out. I like her anyways, but I finally checked it out and it's good. It's real fucking good.
So first of all, what's the name of the album?
Humble Quest.
Humble Quest. Second of all, and I promise I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but not to be a jerk, you should know this question is coming. From what I understand, Maren Morris dabbles in a lot of different genres.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has country stuff out and she's got other, like, okay, so what is this record cross all sorts of genres, or would you say it's one?
That Circles Around This Town was that first single, and Kyle, you said you didn't like it. And I feel like that's a little more twangy. But then the second single, Background Music, is
That's
more...
the one I said I did like.
I know.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're different. Don't you agree?
Oh, they're completely different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like this record's kind of, I think Circles Around This Town is, and that's what starts the album, is the only really twangy song on there. And the rest is more of her, I don't know, what would you call it? Like folky singer-songwriter sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
The first one you mentioned is very much country. The second one is like singer-songwriter pop kind of.
Yeah. I would say that the record as a whole probably leans towards pop, but yeah, it's real good. It's been on repeat all week, so it's got to be good, right? And their spoiler alert, there's no stinkers.
Oh wow! Well, then I guess it's disqualified for album review choice, right? Because you already spoiled it.
Yeah, it was gonna be my album review.
well, let's see.
I have another one.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. So those were our jammy jams. And I can't believe Michelle, not just bringing one jammy jam, but however many are on that record, which is, that's gotta be some
sort of. There's no numbers on here. 11 songs.
There's no numbers on here.
Well, when the mouse is pointing at the 5, Michelle,
it's only 37 minutes long. So it's
right in your wheelhouse.
It's the perfect
and
that's a pop record if I ever heard one.
Well, I was going to say, are all the tracks like 3 minutes and 40 seconds?
You probably.
Yep. Go ahead.
I should mention this too before someone tries to correct me. But the Medusa, it's spelled Meduza. So it's like, like Medusa, but Medusa. I don't know how the hell you say it. Just like we never know how the hell. Well,
if it matters to you, that helps me out a lot when I'm making the list for the playlist for Michelle to put stuff together.
Oh yeah, if you were actually going to search Medusa, no, you're not going to find anything. Probably
a lot of times with your artists in particular, Kyle, I spend a lot of times on Sunday morning being like, "How do you spell that?"
I don't know why you just don't put that in the chat. However, Kyle spells this.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. That's going to be a much easier way to go about it.
I live with this man. He can help me out.
He can just yell across the house and tell you what it is.
Yeah. Also, I did know it was Medusa, and I don't know why.
This is 3 weeks in a row, Kyle, and now I'm going to send somebody for a wellness check on you. This is 3 weeks in a row that Michelle has either corrected you on something, helped you with the internet, or knew something before you. And I'm just going to go right out and say it. I'm not okay with that. I don't want to live in that world.
I'm on an upswing.
Yeah, Michelle is heading on up. That is the first half of our program. We always share your feedback. We always share our jammy jams and what we're listening to. And when we come back, we are going to get into the main topic for this particular episode, which is going to be a fun one. I think was something a lot of people talk about and a listener of our show requested from us, and that is misheard lyrics and misunderstood songs. We're going to get into all sorts of different examples of that when we come back. You're listening to the Infectious Group podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey, it's Dalton.
And Sam.
We want to tell you about our podcast called Big 10 Plus 4.
Are you a college football fan who doesn't want to always be talking about the SEC?
Are you a college basketball fan who's tired of hearing how the Big 10 doesn't win in the big dance?
Then we're the show for you. Check us out each week on the Odd Pods Media Network. We bring you college sports with a Big 10 flavor.
Big 10 Plus 4. College sports with Midwest perspective. Blue collar and blue blood.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie.
And we are BFYTW, a podcast all about playing games and having fun. Our games are usually based on British panel shows and game shows, but we'll play anything that captures our attention and imagination. Why? It's right there in the title.
You'll never guess what the F stands for.
And we're back. It's Russ, Kyle, and Michelle into the second half of the Infectious Groove podcast. And we have a long list of topics and things and album review stuff that we always like to do, but we are more than happy to cover whatever. I'm sorry, when I say we, I mean me and Kyle. And Michelle really doesn't care what anyone thinks, but, you know.
I just show up, man.
Right. No, I mean, you contribute to the show. I'm just saying that you don't really care if what anybody wants us to talk about.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Right. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. However, when I say we, I mean Kyle and I care what people want us to talk about. And we have had people ask us in the past to cover this topic of misheard lyrics, misunderstood songs. So we thought we would do an episode where we cover kind of both in one. And now, you guys personally, have you ever had a song that you totally thought was they were absolutely saying one thing, and then you found out that they were, and you don't have to give specific examples or anything, but like, or if you have some, that's fine. But have either of you had songs where you were absolutely positive they were saying one thing in the lyrics and then found out that no, it was completely opposite?
Daily.
So, I think it used to happen a lot when I was a kid, and then when I grew up and I listened to the song again and I realized what it was about or what they were saying, I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like,
so wait, here's the disconnect. So you grew up and that stopped happening, whereas Michelle's answer is daily. This happens to her.
Yes.
Michelle, for you, Michelle, is it like even commercial jingles? You're like, oh, that's what they were saying.
Yes, it's everything.
But yeah,
I just have a hard time understanding when people talk, I guess.
I can confirm that.
So, and actually, I have this to mention a little bit later, but so for me, mispronunciation goes a really long way. And I don't mean mispronunciation like someone, like an artist doesn't know how to pronounce something. I mean like when they're mumbling or when they manipulate a word to make it fit the rhyme scheme. That's what catches me up. Where, do you know what I mean? Where like somebody manipulates a word in a way to where it goes with the rhyme scheme better. And a lot of times the word won't register with me, right? You know? And so for the longest time, in a prime example of a mumbler, and I absolutely adore this woman, and specifically this album, is Billie Eilish and her new record.
Mumbler is right, yeah,
dude.
No kidding.
Okay, and I am putting both of you on the spot on this. The song Billy Bossa Nova, the first part of the chorus of that song. Do either of you have any idea what she's saying? Because I had to look it up to find out.
I don't have any idea what she's saying that entire song.
Well, there's very clear parts like the "you better lock your door" or like "you better lock your phone," and you know, and look at me a little more. Like there's like very clear parts of it. But what I'm talking about is the very first part of the chorus, and I will give you the melody of it because I will tell you until I look this up how I sang it. Every single time because of the way she mumbles and pronounces words. Here's an impression of me singing along to Billy Bossa Nova in the car. You look tonight. Like I get like the way you look tonight, and before that everything is like you know. Which, do either of you have any idea what she's saying? Because I had to look it up. Okay.
What is she saying?
I swear this is true. And the next time you hear the song, you'll be like, oh yeah, that is what she's saying. She says, I'm not sentimental, but there's something about the way you look tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can hear it now.
Yeah,
and that's a prime
I can hear that. It's the way she says it, it makes it hard as hell to understand what the hell she's saying.
No one, Kyle, if me and you go out sometime and I'm like, sorry, Kyle, I'm just being sentimental. I'm not going to be like, sorry, Kyle, I'm just being sentimental. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So the way she pronounces that word makes it, and she does it so it fits the melody, right?
And now that you mentioned that, Eminem is a master at manipulating how things sound to fit with other things, but you still know what the hell he's saying.
First example that comes to my mind for Eminem is that one. It's on the Marshall Mathers LP where he says, so I say the same things twice, whatever. I hate these things. Because he says twice to make it work in the rhyme scheme, and then he starts the next rhyme scheme with twice. Oh, kill it.
Yes. Yep, and he does it constantly, and it's so well that you always know what he means.
Oh yeah. So everyone should talk to Eminem about it.
Who's the mumbler from? Is it Pearl Jam or REM?
Oh Jesus H Christ! Pearl Jam. Damn it! They don't, Michelle. They don't sound at all alike. Neither bands sound. Their music doesn't sound alike. Eddie Vedder sounds nothing like Michael Stipe.
If this is your first episode of this podcast, Michelle is actually being serious. She's not trolling us or you. Yeah. She literally has no idea the difference between REM and Pearl Jam.
I mean, like, I understand they're different bands. I just can never remember which one's which.
I appreciate you clarifying that point. So people
I just never remember which one's which.
Like, good Lord.
They don't sound the same, but I can't remember which one's Pearl Jam and which one's REM.
We're aware. I don't know if you like. Do you want some time to keep digging that hole, or are you
but
good?
I want to know what's that song that he mumbles.
Well, first of all, I assume you mean Pearl Jam, and
yes.
Second of all, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that you're talking about Even Flow.
Yes.
Which
sure.
Even Flow or Jeremy?
Even Flow, Jeremy, Black, Alive, Yellow Ledbetter for sure. I don't think anybody has any idea what any of the words of Yellow Ledbetter are. And also, Darius Rucker's known to do it as well. Like when Hootie came out, that was a big thing that they always got made fun of for was Darius's mumbling. But Michelle,
don't you talk bad about Darius?
That's my bad, dog. What Pearl Jam song were you thinking of, Michelle? Was it in fact Even Flow that you were thinking about?
Sing it.
So I will sing how it sounds to everyone.
Yeah.
Which is freezing on the middle made of concrete.
That's the song. She asked about it in the car one time. I remember.
Was that?
She's like, "What the hell is he saying right now?"
So
nobody knows.
So was that it, Michelle?
Nope. It was actually a different one, but now that you say that, it's both of them.
Yeah.
Sweet Lord. So anyways, I will give you guys some examples. Now I will say, and you all know I'll throw myself under the bus on this show, but I promise you these, I dug through my memory banks here and thought of ones that for sure I've had friends or family over the years that I've had to be like, that's not the words, right? Like to that song. So
you say that to me probably daily.
Oh my God, yeah. And actually, I don't think you made the list. Damn, that's upsetting. I can't. There's probably so much to work with that
you have to do it too frequently that you couldn't even put her on the list.
Yeah,
you just shake your head. I think you just shake out all of the bad memories.
I have 4 examples that I'm going to share. 3 from my own personal life and 1 that a friend supplied to me. But just know that the 5th one is every song I've ever corrected you on, Michelle. So,
all right.
Number 1, I kid you not, when we were kids, I had a friend of mine who in the car would sing along to Living on a Prayer and say, it doesn't matter if we're naked or not.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, because sex though, right? And I was like, no, like to make it or not. And he's like, yeah, naked or not. And I was like, no. Like it absolutely does matter in the context of this song. Like, no. I used to have a older friend of mine when I was a kid, used to sing I'm a Believer by the Monkees and would say, then I saw her face, now I'm going to leave her. And I was like, like, what
That's actually better than the original lyrics.
Yeah, and it was like, well, what did you think the whole first verse was about? Like, yeah, this chick is so awesome. And then I took a look at her face. It was like, no. Like, I am out,
Oh, God.
And then this is one that you hear from people. It's like the examples I gave last week of Stones and Pizza Burn and that. But I have absolutely had friends when I was a kid that thought that CCR was saying there's a bathroom on the right.
I didn't learn that that's not what he was saying, and I love CCR until like 2 years ago.
Wait, are you being for real right now?
I swear to God.
We saw John Fogerty in concert like 4 years ago.
Yep.
Okay,
she didn't know what he was saying the entire time.
I was like, it's weird that the song's called Bad Mood Rising.
So I'm not. I don't know how to wrap my brain. Are you telling me that when you and I sat at the Wynn Encore in Las Vegas, Nevada, and John Fogerty was standing there playing his songs, that you thought he was saying there's a bathroom on the right?
Yeah. I swear it was just recently, and I thought I told you that.
No. No. And to be honest, I'm quite upset to find out about it now.
Because you would have remembered it, right?
Oh, my God. Yes. I absolutely would have remembered that one. Holy crap.
Oh, boy. Sorry.
And so I also had a friend of mine recently tell me that her mother, until she was in her 40s, thought "Do-Wah Diddy" by Manfred Mann said, "I'm hurt and she's mad. Wedding bells are going to chime," as in like, "I'm hurt, she's mad." like,
Wait, what are the actual lyrics?
"I'm hers, she's mine. Wedding bells are going to chime."
Oh, okay.
You know, as in like not "I'm hurt and she's mad, but we're getting married anyways."
That sounds about right, though.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like if you ever hear that song again, you're going to be not even have any idea what the real words are. You're going to be like, I'm just so confused.
Yeah.
Moving on to actual misunderstood songs. Now, me personally,
I have some lyrics.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Who knew you were going to come prepared? Go.
Yeah, he's not used to you participating so much.
Right. Yeah. I know.
I mean,
I'm prepared to say this is one of those episodes where Michelle's on fire.
I don't think I'm on fire.
Hard drive crashed.
Yeah. Please wait while we reboot. Windows is preparing your experience.
Who sings the Cool on Christ?
Oh, Wang Chung, Dance Hall Days.
Yes.
and you are under the impression that the line is,
"We're cool on Christ."
We're cool on Christ.
And that's not the line.
Correct.
Which you thought it was too.
Well, yeah, I think everybody. I would challenge anybody.
Oh my. That is a perfect tagline for any church out there. If a church is not using that tag for something, they're missing a fucking huge opportunity.
They should just be super meta about it and put on their marquee, "Everybody Wang Chung tonight." Just see if anybody gets it.
Because we're cool on Christ.
Yeah, because we're cool on Christ.
And spaghetti hands.
And spaghetti hands, of course. Yes, but that's just me and you being dumb. Like, I don't think
It sounds like, well, I was probably drinking, but when I heard it, I swear he said spaghetti hands.
And then you also called me out for mentioning Darius earlier, and now here you are bringing up your precious Darius
Only
Rucker.
I can talk that about
it's
Darius.
only you can pick on your brother.
And what's that Run DMC song where I put bitch in it and you say that's not what he says?
I don't have any recollection of this one at all. Walk This Way, It's Tricky, You Be Illin'.
Yeah, one of those.
I'm going to guess It's Tricky because I feel like that's the Run DMC song you probably know the most.
Also, you're the one who told me it's tricky to rock a rhyme on time. I don't remember what I thought it said, but I did not know that.
You sure didn't have that.
I did not have that.
When we first decided we were going to do this topic on this episode, I made a joke to Michelle because I constantly am having to decipher rap lyrics to her.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And like every song that comes on, like she's like, what does Drake mean when he says the six? Or like just every single lyric that you could think of that's in a rap song, she has no clue about. And I was like, is this literally what it's like to be you? You just have no idea what's going on at all times. Like just no clue.
Yes.
She's just listening to the radio like, oh, this is a good song, but I have no clue what they're talking about.
Well, the next portion of this discussion is probably for her then. She's probably actually going to find out what a lot of songs mean and be wildly upset.
Okay, I'm more prepared for the second half. Okay.
Well, I will let you take this then, Michelle, first and mention some because I feel like we're going to match up on some of these. But what do you have?
I feel like when we first talked about this, this topic, Brick came to mind by Ben Folds.
I was going to say the same thing. Goddamn.
Nobody thinks that that's about Swiss Mortian.
Thanks for censoring yourself.
And once you hear it with knowing the meaning of the song, you can't unhear it. Mm-hmm. But like, I feel like there's a lot of people who have literally no clue. They're just like singing along, and they're like, "Yeah, this is a nice song." And
yeah, I used to love that song, and then I found out what it was about, and then I started listening to the lyrics. And I can't even listen to it the same way anymore
because it's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
I didn't have that one on my list, but I will say that the song was just kind of neither here nor there to me. Like I never really looked into it, and then when I felt the same way, Kyle, like when somebody told me what it was about, it's just harder to listen to now because it's uncomfortable. Michelle, what else do you have?
I
was waiting for her to be like, that was my list.
That was the one that I had. Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
Mm-hmm.
I think people think that it's a nice song, a love song, and it's not. It's about heroin.
Well, yeah, it's about Jonathan Melvoin, who was part of the Smashing Pumpkins and passed away, and he's actually the sister of Wendy Melvoin from or I'm sorry, the brother, his sister is.
I was like, wait, what's happening now?
I'm sorry. His sister is Wendy Melvoin from the Revolution, Prince and the Revolution. Yeah, and he passed away of a heroin overdose in the mid '90s, and Sarah McLachlan wrote that song. And first of all, a lot of people think it's just a love song, and then past that, most people think that it's just the alert to go donate to animals and shelters.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at least it's doing some good, right?
No, for sure. I would be surprised if she didn't take that into consideration when licensing that song, because she would have had...
The ASPCA might not even know what it means.
Yeah.
It just sounds sad, so they're like, here, play this with puppies, and then we're going to get some money.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, what's the other Sarah McLachlan? Possession,
for sure. So for me, I'm going to take this for a second, and then I'll pass it off to you, Kyle, because Possession is a good segue over to two for me that are huge, because I used to DJ a lot of weddings, and there were two songs that couples would come to me all the time and be like, this is our song. And I would be like, no, it is not. Like, please do not do that. One is Possession by Sarah McLachlan, and the other is Every Breath You Take by The Police, where,
oh my God.
Yeah, where people are like, oh, this is our song. And I'm like, no, it is not. Because both songs are about wildly controlling relationships, like stalker-ish type things. And the lyrics for Possession from Sarah McLachlan actually come from letters that she received from a stalker. And if you take a second and really look at the lyrics of that song is frightening. Like really, like uncomfortably frightening.
I'm going to take your breath away.
Right. Well, yeah, but people use that in a there's a very good love song that a lot of people love from the 80s, Take My Breath Away by Berlin. Like you see someone and it takes your breath away. Like people use that phrase in a good way, but in Possession, it's very much like, I'm going to kill you, take your breath away.
Don't kiss me so hard that you take my breath away.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you know that now. Did you know that before I told you about that song?
I would like to think that I did, but I probably did not.
You would like to think that you did, but then based on this and every other episode, we'll probably say no.
This podcast should be called Things Russ Has Already Taught Me, and I'm just...
Yeah. And then every season we can just redo the last season again, because you will have forgotten by then anyways.
Oh, God.
That'd be great.
But yeah, like even the verbiage again in Every Breath You Take, people would be like, oh yeah, we're meant for each other. And it's like, dude, people who are like in a healthy relationship don't use lyrics like that to express themselves to each other. Like Sting in that song is very much talking about the person like he controls them, owns them, and then if they're not going to be around, he for sure is going to be around. Like every single thing they do, say, or think, he's going to know about it.
You know what I learned today, actually? Is same thing with You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
Oh,
he
yeah.
said that song's about, like, a stranger stalking a couple on, like, the subway and, like, saying that, like, he'll never get to be with her, and he knows that. And he said in his mind, the end of the song, the way that it ends is this guy, the stalker guy, just kills himself. And people are like, oh, yeah, it's a beautiful song. Like, I wanted to dance to that at our wedding.
Yeah, people are like, sweet, I'm going to make that my daddy-daughter dance. Like, no.
That's a really weird thing to be known for, too. A song like that.
For sure. Kyle, do you have any that you want to mention of, like, ones that you know are misunderstood songs?
Yeah, there's several. But, like, so I feel like it happened a lot back in, like, the late 80s, early 90s, where, like, a lot of songs were about drugs, but the people, they weren't open and upfront about what they're about, right? So like nowadays it's like, oh, I fucking pop pills and smoke weed, whatever. Back in the day, it was the same shit happened. They just weren't so upfront with it. So there's lots of music from back then, a lot of like hair metal and like Guns N' Roses songs and whatnot that are absolutely about drugs.
Where they would use like street slang and whatnot.
Yeah, or they would call it her, or it sounds like they're singing about like maybe a woman they're addicted to or like something, but it's absolutely drugs that they're addicted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One just that popped into my head because of what you said, Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses is all about heroin and the way that heroin has a grip over you, like the whole he won't leave me alone and all that is about like them calling the slang that they used for heroin, which was Brownstone. So what else do you got?
So when I was looking this stuff up, like there's actually some hilarious ones that you would never like think that like the meaning of them is the way it is. But like, so Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men? it is very much just one of those dance party songs, but it's actually a pro feminism song.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's it's about basically how men shouldn't be catcalling women and so on and so forth.
Are men the dogs in the song?
Yes,
Are women the ones letting the men out?
Michelle, we don't know. The song questions who it is that, in fact, let the dogs out.
Okay.
And Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Very much about drugs and sex and, all that. But you would never gather that from it's just an upbeat, an upbeat radio song that you'd hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like the more upbeat the song is, the more people are like, oh, that must be happy.
Yeah, I think
drugs.
We talked about this before, but Total Eclipse of the Heart is a song about fucking vampires.
Mm-hmm. That's just Jim Steinman doing Jim Steinman things.
Yeah. You would never gather that from that. That's a fucking jam, and I until I learned that, I never was like, oh man, I could totally see this being in whatever vampire movie that was.
The Interview with the Vampire?
No.
When you mentioned songs about drugs and whatnot, there's one that, to quote Peter Griffin, really grinds my gears. That people take so wrong. It might be the most wrongly interpreted song in the history of music, and people just don't even think about it, is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. I can't tell you the amount of people that think that that's a pro-drug song, that are like, oh yeah, man, I smoke some weed and get comfortably numb and listen to Floyd. And it's like, you might want to listen to the lyrics of that song and realize that that song is absolutely anti-drug in every way that it can be. I won't run down all the lyrics right now, but the short version is that the character on the record is obviously going through a very hard time, and he, in the storyline right before that song, just gets clarity and figures out what he has to do. And he is passed out in his hotel room, and his managers and doctors come in and shoot him up with a whole bunch of stuff that messes his mind up. And then that's how he becomes comfortably numb, and he loses everything that he had figured out and the clarity and the improvements that he was going to make in his life. And so the song is very much lamenting being screwed up on drugs and not understanding, losing what clarity and decisions that they were going to make. And so it irritates the living hell out of me that somehow that song became interpreted as just the party drug song.
I think a lot of that is because of what Pink Floyd is associated with, right? So that they're the stoner band.
No, for sure. I get that.
So that's so dumb that
I just feel like the end of that chorus is, of course, and I have become comfortably numb. But if you listen to the lyrics right before it, it's pretty easy to understand that particular song is that way.
Have you ever been the lyrics and you're singing the song and you never thought about the words?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
There's
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks.
Another one that comes to mind is Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls. It's very much in similar fashion to Brick by Ben Folds.
Right, yeah.
But you would never really gather that it's one of those poppy radio hits again that we all sung to when it came on the radio, not knowing what it was actually about.
Yeah, and I can't remember. Slide, I think, is straight up about drugs. Yeah.
It's actually about a boy getting a girl pregnant when they're super young.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and they're having to make these huge decisions about what they're going to do with the baby and if they're going to have the baby and all this kind of stuff when they're kids.
Right. Two others that come to mind for me are patriotic ones that people think are patriotic, and boy, they sure aren't. Is Born in the USA and oh boy, Michelle, I'm sorry, Fortunate Son by CCR as well. So hopefully you're not going to be shocked by this as well.
Isn't that the one they always use in all the war montages?
Yeah, they every single time in any movie ever, if you see a helicopter landing in the late 60s, you're going to hear Fortunate Son start during that scene.
Yes.
But yeah, a lot of people use both of those songs as pro-patriotic songs, and I feel like Fortunate Son is way easier to recognize that it's not a pro-patriotic song than Born in the USA is. Born in the USA was so hard for people to understand that Ronald Reagan tried to use it in his 1984 campaign. And Bruce Springsteen had to be like, hey, bro. Like that the song is not about being excited to be born in the USA. That's for sure. And then the only other two I personally wanted to mention, I don't know if y'all have more that you want to mention, is just two that are about the record industry in particular that most people I don't think even realize are. One is Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. Is literally her just being pissed at the music industry and writing a song about how she didn't want to write a song. And the other one, because it comes from a record called Songs About Jane, where every song on the record is about a girl that the lead singer broke up with. The song Harder to Breathe by Maroon 5 is also about the music industry.
Yep, that's on my list.
Did you see that at the end of that he said that he's so glad that the record label put pressure on him to write that song? And I was like, I feel like you're not, though.
Yeah.
Did you listen to your own song?
If I'm hearing the lyrics right, I feel like that's my favorite song by that band. Like, I wish they did a little harder. And that's not hard rock, but harder rock. You know,
you wish they rocked harder.
I do wish Maroon 5. Somebody get Maroon 5 on the phone. I would like to.
Maroon 5.
Kyle, what other ones do you have?
Yeah, I have a couple more. One that blew my mind when I was reading about it is the Macarena by Los Del Rio.
What else is it about?
Yeah, what else is it about?
I don't speak Spanish, so...
So yeah, that is the whole thing. Most of the people who are listening to this, and it became a huge hit in America, a lot of us that are familiar with this don't speak fluent Spanish, so we're all confused by this song. But it's actually about a woman who cheats on her boyfriend with two of his friends. And then he goes and gets drafted into the army. And
one or two of them teaches her a dance, apparently, because of the craze.
So when I was reading about it, I was like, "What in the hell?" Like that, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what it was about because I don't speak fluent Spanish, and I have no idea what the fuck they're saying the entire time it's going on.
I'm learning so much here. I would have thought for sure both of you spoke fluent Spanish, but now I'm finding out otherwise.
9.
Well, yeah, there you go. What else do you have, Kyle?
Another one that was super, super popular that we all know is Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is very much about school shootings.
So when that one came out, and I'm not a huge fan of that band or anything, but even hearing that casually on the radio, just catching some of the lyrics, I was like, I think everyone's taking this song wrong.
Yeah, it's about mental illness and gun violence, but which translates into school shootings.
Yeah, for sure. Michelle, do you have any others that you'd like to mention to take us out on, or should we turn it over to the audience?
I just know that, I think my senior year, our song was Good Riddance by Green Day. These are the best years of our life.
Not if I would have been hired to DJ that, but go on.
And that's just absolutely not what that song is about.
I feel like many people listening to this program right now are probably like, oh, that was my senior year song too.
Oh,
shit.
For sure. These are the best years of our lives. And it's that's no. And even when I was a senior in high school, I was like, yeah, I voted for that song. And now I'm like, oh, that doesn't fit there.
You're like, go ahead, Kyle.
There's one more that fits the bill with, very similar to the Heart of the Breathe thing, but S&M by Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
It very, very much sounds like it's about S&M and sex and whatnot, but it's literally about the the pain and pleasure that you get at the same time from the record industry.
Yeah, so another one along those lines. And we're leaving out a ton too. There's been a ton of songs written about
shitloads
the music industry for sure. Having said that, Michelle just bummed out a bunch of people about their high school graduation song.
Sorry.
And so I feel like it's a good time to turn it over to the audience, as we always do, and say, whatever songs you misunderstood the lyrics to, or misunderstood the whole damn meaning of a song, please by all means use all of the means to leave us feedback. infectiousgroupodcast.com, our hotline number. You can go to social media, all that stuff. Just leave some out there. And if anybody wants to fight me about Comfortably Numb, feel free, because I have had that conversation in public before where people are like, no, man, you're getting it wrong. I'm like, no, that's not real.
There is one that we should mention before we go.
Go ahead.
And it's the same thing as Born in the USA, but it is Don McLean's American Pie.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And it's very much it's along the same lines of just describing how things were at the time, and it's not like a happy-go-lucky song like it sounds like it is.
Right. No. Yep. I get it. Michelle, I'm sorry. Did you have a question for me regarding Comfortably Numb?
Oh, I was just gonna say you were gonna go full fisticuffs.
Oh yeah, like 30 style boxing for sure.
That's literally. I see you putting up your dukes right now.
Yeah, I'm going to put up my dukes. So, anyways, next week on the program, Michelle is going to bestow upon us an album to review, and hopefully I won't hate it, but we'll see what happens. You never know. And then, of course, at the beginning of the program, we will share with everybody. If you even want to leave us, if you would like to be anonymous regarding what you thought a song meant or what some lyrics, that's fine too. Go ahead and leave us any feedback, and we will make sure to use it next week. Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
Bye. The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Kosalecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.